It's all over me.
Right. So they were stuck. So they were. Your mother went. Tell me again.
My mother was already in hiding, and they had hidden me. They had hidden me somewhere else in Antwerp, and these going were being paid for hiding me.
By your parents?
Yeah. There came a time where she said, "I want my boy back." She sent someone to get me. The Belguim wouldn't let me go. They said, "No, you can't have him back." She went hysterical, and she said someone else. Eventually, why didn't they want to let me go? Because they were receiving every month's money for me. Eventually, I was let go. My mother was waiting at the station in the Ardennes. When she saw me, she nearly had a heart attack. She went hysterical and she nearly collapsed, because apparently I looked so thin, white, weak, and I couldn't talk. I didn't have a voice anymore, because I'd been for months, I think something like about 4 months, in a room.
Locked up?
Locked up.
How old are you then?
About 7.
7?
Yeah.
Wow.
And all I remember is that in the room all I did was to try and catch flies and things like that, and pluck at the flies, but I don't remember suffering.
Was there another time when you were hidden away for long periods in a loft? No? Were you ever?
Yes, then I was with my mother in the Ardennes, where we were hidden in a loft.
For months?
Also for quite a long time, about 6 months, with a family called Pinkovic, and then eventually another Jew joined us in a loft in the Ardennes, and it was a place where people came on holidays. There was a river. You could look down at the river and you could see German soldiers coming for holidays, probably with their girlfriends, to have a good time. But we never moved. We just could see them.
Were the Jews who were hidden paying those goyim?
Must have done.
For food? How did? Was there ration? Was it a farm, or was it rationing, or was it?
That particular place in Belgium was an old hotel, a hotel.
So they were able to cover the consumption of food, because extra 4 people.
Probably.
5.
Where did they get the food from?
And to put
My mother
themselves.
said, "When es ist bashert zu leben, lebt man." When you're bashert to live, you live. And from there, I was found out to various places, you know, through the Ardennes and all that, to and fro until the end of the war.
And if those goyim were caught, they'd also be shot.
Yeah, she said there were good going in Antwerp. She got a letter in the beginning when the Germans started carting us away without us knowing what was going on. So much so that we were ready to go. My mother had made food and clothing in suitcases, waiting for them to come and get us.
Like all the millions of others.
Yeah, thinking, well, right, they're taking us, we're going somewhere. Anyway, she got a letter or a note from Fanny, that's Vera's mother, saying, "I want you to go there and there and there, and whatever that man tells you, you must do exactly." In Antwerp. My mother and I went, and there was a chap there, a lawyer, I suppose, I don't know whom, and he said, "Listen, this, that, and the other, I want you to stay here another half hour and not to move." My mother wanted to go back home. She said, "All right." She stayed. This is on the tape now. Keep that tape, it's really clear.
Nonnie sent it.
She came back home and walked down Katendijk, where we lived, and she saw in the distance where we lived plenty of people around the houses, because there were some other Jewish families there. What happened? The Germans had come to take us away in a lorry. Couldn't find us. Went to the next door neighbor. My grandmother had been taken immediately to the next door neighbor, who put her under the table, and she was a cripple. And the Germans came in and said, "Where are they?" "They're not there." So the door was closed, and they went through the back into the house and saw that there were suitcases ready to go. They said to the neighbors, "When they come, tell them to wait, we'll come and get them." When we arrived, obviously, we didn't go back in again, and we were taken to other Flemish people where we stayed a night, and she said, my mother, they gave us a bed and they slept on the floor. These are Flemish people going, so they are going, good going. And from there we went to the Ardennes and so on. In the Ardennes we were hidden. My father, who had gone on the labor camp, happily as Larry, I remember, with the best shoes, best clothes, working shoes, dungarees. In those days it was dungarees, not Levi's. Happily.
But wasn't there any what did your parents think of the Germans before the war?
Excellent.
But wasn't there any information about
No.
it? There must have been about Hitler. He had written Mein Kampf.
Yes, but didn't believe it. It didn't affect us. I remember just before all this, we had Germans. My father was doing business with the Germans up to here, not knowing. Not only that, we invited German officers at our table to eat with us.
So the regular German infantrymen, also Jew, didn't
know.
Also didn't.
What to wear? It was all clever. It was all cunning. And they had all the list of all the Jews, because the Jewish
agency,
the Jews themselves had a list of all the Jews list, so all they had to do was give it, and they knew exactly. Vera's father was taken off the street. My aunt Anna, her husband, went out, never reappeared. We've got the list now from the archives, both of them, with their names. Concentration camp.
Gassed on arrival.
Gassed on arrival, all that sort of thing.
And what happened to your grandmother under the table?
She came with us to the Ardennes, and she was hidden with my aunt.
But what about could you move? No, by train. How did you get?
In the beginning, yes. Obviously.
This is in 1942.
Yeah.
Before they clamped down.
No, they had already clamped down, but not sufficiently. It was just still, but they had clamped down, yeah. I had a lovely photo of myself and my mother walking on Kaiserlei, the main street in Antwerp. Both of us with...
I've seen it.
Yeah, but where it's disappeared? It's disappeared. A terrific photo, beautiful.
Maybe
photo.
It's in your dresser there.
I've looked everywhere.
Have you looked in your dresser, but on the shelves, behind the plates?
I haven't seen it here in Israel.
Oh, you haven't seen it in Israel?
That photo disappeared. Okay?